Hi guys, this is the first episode of Web Dev Business, video show about the business of web development, and I'm your host Povilas Korab. As you can see, no fancy intro, no jingles, no sound or video effects, just me talking. Because I believe in the power and the value of the content, and the more time I can spend on preparing the actual content and less on those various effects, the more valuable show will be to you, dear listeners and viewers. Actually, I did want to make an audio podcast, but then thought that you should see me and get to know me better. So that would be a more natural way of doing it. You would see me talking in real life in my own office. It's kind of a real conversation. Every episode, I will have two things for you: a main topic, whatever it is, and extra tip of the day at the end of the episode. So you should listen to the end. And these tips will be from my own experience and with real life examples. I'll basically share my stories as I grow my own web dev business. Also, I will try to make it short and to the point, up to 10 minutes, because I understand that these days people don't have time to listen to long conversations. Being a podcast listener myself, I often skip an episode just because it's an hour long or so. So in my show, let's save time for both you and me. No bullshit and no unnecessary philosophy. Now, briefly about myself. As I said, my name is Povilas, and I'm from a small country called Lithuania with only 3 million people. And yes, it's perfectly okay to not know where it is. A lot of people. For those who don't know, it's in Central Europe with neighboring countries like Latvia, Poland, and Belarus. Now, being from such a small country, I've lived in London for 3 years. That's why I can speak English quite okay, and that gave me invaluable international experience. Basically, I've seen how things work in the big world of web dev business, and that's why I can talk about it. Saying that, I do apologize for my English language. Since it's not my native language, I might make mistakes, mispronounce a word or two, make some pauses, but hopefully it won't disturb you from getting any value of this show. Originally, I'm a backend PHP web developer with 13 to 15 years of experience, depending on how you count. But in recent years, I'm focused on transitioning from direct client work to gathering my own team of freelancers. So basically, I've been switching from coder to being a project manager, then a team manager, and now to a sales guy as well. So throughout those years, I've been in web development from various positions: programmer, project manager, working in a big company in London, or for an impressive multi-million startup in London as well. So I've seen a lot of failures and successes of web dev businesses, so I feel that I have a lot to share and hopefully it will be useful for you guys. So the goal of this podcast, videocast, whatever you call it, is to help those who are in web dev business but not as coders. I won't be talking about coding frameworks, although Laravel is awesome, by the way. I won't talk about any technical stuff. I will focus on the business part: how to find clients, how to make them stick, how to make projects go smooth, how to manage developers, how to please clients that they would stay and then return, and so on. So, how to make money, basically. So, after that long intro, it won't happen again. It's just the first episode. Now, let's get into the topic of actual first episode: what your clients actually need. The problem: quite often developers think that the main goal of their work is to produce code, quality code, which is true, but to make clients happy and to reach the business goals, we have to dig deeper, much deeper. If a client comes to you with a project or a task to create a website, what is the goal? To have a website built, right? Wrong. The actual goal is to do something via that website. The website is just a means to achieve something. Sell some products, promote their services, launch some event, something like that. And that's what is the most important for a client. Basically, will it fly? Will it stick? Will the project give back more value than the investment? And if we as developers think the same way as client does, it changes not only the way we work, but the way we get paid. So first, you need to find out the actual business goals of a client. There's a theory that to get to that core, you have to ask why at least several times. Not only what to do, but why. Why do we need to do that? Why does the client need to do that? And similar questions. So let me give you an example. Then magic happens after those why questions. Example: let's say a client comes to you with a need of a personal website. 90% of the time, the agency or the freelancer or developer says, Yes, we can provide professional services, something like that, blah, blah, blah. We've been working with WordPress for a gazillion years. We're a totally professional, experienced team with a lot of words, etc., etc. We do this, we do that, we're professional, stuff like that. That's wrong. I mean, it's focusing on us, on developers, on the service. It's basically its ego. Instead, what you should do is focus on the client and their needs. So say, you client, what do you need? What do you expect? And raise some questions about that. So for example, in this case, you ask, why do you need the website? Client would say something like, to write a blog. Okay, the second question from you, why do you want to write a blog? The client will say something, I will promote my services through that blog. Question number 3 from you, why do you need to promote your services via that blog or this website specifically? Why? Client then says, well, because I'm not getting enough clients through other channels, or at all maybe. And then after 3 questions, now you understand the deeper problem. And you can say to a client something like, then you probably need to not only build the website, but invest in marketing, in content marketing or SEO or AdWords campaign or Facebook campaigns, whatever it is. So basically you need to invest in marketing as well. Then the results, that's the point, the results for client. Then the results will be much faster than if you just start writing and start this website. Couple of things might happen there. You might scare a client, but if the client is scared by marketing, then it's kind of a wrong client. But what tend to happen usually, the client goes, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. So do you provide such services as well, like marketing campaigns and stuff like that? So see where I'm going here? At this point, 2 things happen. 1, client starts to value the thing that you're trying to understand his goal, and not only sell your services. That makes you more trusted. It makes a trusted advisor out of you. There's a quote I've read in a book by Michael Port called Book Yourself Solid. Awesome book, by the way, I recommend to everyone. So the quote goes like, all sales offers must be proportionate to the amount of trust that you've earned. The trust is the key here. So for example, if you're a new guy and no one knows you, no one trusts you. So the sooner you get the trust from a client, the better. So that's one thing that happens, you gather some trust. And then second thing, you might immediately make another offer for a completely different thing that the client came for. Maybe they need something on top of the website, like marketing, advertising. Maybe they don't need a website at all, and you should help with just launching some Facebook campaign for them. Just use your imagination. So this is what I want you to take away from this first episode. When you get a project for a prospective client, or you have to pitch your services to someone, just take some time to find out the actual problem, the actual pain point, the actual goal of the client. Most of the times, it's not the code, it's not technical, it has something to do with their business. And when you talk their language, you become an expert in their eyes, and that's what's the most important. Now, do you agree with me? Disagree? Have something to add, to say? Just write a comment below this video in the comments section. Whatever it is, whether it's on YouTube or in my blog, webdevbusiness.com, which I have just started, and let's see how it goes. And now, as I promised, tip of the day. My personal tip from my personal experience. If you have a website for selling your services, you probably have some contact us section or a field where people see your contact details. You should provide Skype ID there. Not only email, not only phone number, if you have any, but Skype specifically. Recently, I've done exactly that as an experiment, basically. On my technical blog at laraveldaily.com, at the end of each article, I've added a message which basically says, would you like to hire my team of professional developers? Let me know. And then I've left an email and a Skype ID there. After a week, the result, no emails, but 4 Skype requests from prospective clients. So, well, it might be just not too much correct in terms of math. It's only 4, but the blog gets around 1,000 visitors each day, 1,000 to 2,500, 1,500. So it should say something. So the logic is simple here. Clients need immediate contact and have a chat instead of writing a long email. Nobody has time for that. Also, on Skype, you can actually see a person. Well, the way I'm talking to you right now, you wouldn't get to know me as like that if I had just written it all as an article, right? So tip of the day, use Skype to let your clients contact you and you might get more leads, more prospects. And this is enough for the first episode of Web Dev Business Show. You can call it a show, although it's just me talking to the camera, but let's see how it goes. Let me know in the comments whether you like it, what can be improved, and I hope to make it better with each episode, add more valuable content from my own web dev experience. Or maybe you have a question or an idea for the topic, also write a comment or shoot me an email to povilas@webdevbusiness.com. See you guys next time.